Welcome to US Signal's Intro to Cloud Director video, where we will take a 20,000-foot view of the Cloud Director user interface. There are more specific videos in this video series if you'd like to dig deeper on particular topics. First things first, let's log in. Upon order completion, you will receive a specialized URL and organization administrator account from your US Signal project management team. Navigate to the URL and put in that administrator account in the credentials section. Simply hit sign in. If you have an existing SAML-based authentication identity provider, Cloud Director can tie directly into that SAML provider for identity management. On initial login to Cloud Director, you'll be brought to the Data Center's overview page, where you will see high-level information of the VDCs that your organization has access to. For example, in this test environment, we have two VDCs, a dedicated resource pool and a flexible resource pool. Throughout this video, we will be focusing on the flexible resource pool. You'll also see high-level information such as number of sites your organization has access to, number of virtual data centers, running VMs across all VDCs, VApps, and allocation metrics. Let's take a look at the top bar navigation. We're currently on the Data Centers tab. We'll also be taking a look at applications, networking, libraries, administration, and monitor. Additionally, all the way to the right, using this drop-down, you'll be able to get help documentation directly from VMware. Additionally, clicking your username will give you links directly to US Signal's website. Let's dig into this flexible resource pool. Simply left-click anywhere on this flexible resource pool. Now that you've navigated to a specific VDC, all of the settings on the left side of the page are VDC specific. You'll see compute information, networking information, storage, and then general settings. First off, the initial page you'll be brought to is all of the virtual machines running within that VDC. Here you'll be able to take specific actions on individual virtual machines. Let's left-click actions here. You'll be able to power on, power off virtual machines, shut down the guest OS of an individual virtual machine. Additionally, you can take snapshots of that VM. Maybe you've got a maintenance and you'd like to take a snapshot prior to completing that maintenance so you've got the ability to roll back if something goes wrong. You'll also be able to get console to the individual virtual machine, attach media, install VMware tools, copy this virtual machine or move it to another VDC, or create templates, or bring it into a VApp. There are more specific videos for templates and VApp if you'd like to watch those. Additionally, if we click the Details tab, this is how you'll add hard disks, change compute settings, memory, all that's done directly within here. Simply shut down the virtual machine, edit, and change allocations. Additionally, if we go back to the Compute tab, there's other settings we can set in the VDC. For example, affinity rules. Maybe you've got virtual machines that you never want to be on the same physical host. You can create anti-affinity rules, but maybe you also have virtual machines that you want on the same host. Maybe a SQL server and an application front end. Simply create new affinity rules to ensure that those two virtual machines are always on the same host. Digging deeper into networking, this is where you'll see all of the networks exposed to your VDC. There's additional videos within this series specific to networking if you'd like to watch that. Let's go to Applications. The Applications tab is another view of all of the virtual machines and VApps that you have running in all of the VDCs your vOrg has access to. You'll be first brought to the Virtual Applications tab. To review, a VApp is a logical container of multiple virtual machines. Here you can take actions across all of the virtual machines within a specific VApp. For example, maybe you want to snapshot that VApp. That means that this snapshot will be crash consistent across all of those virtual machines within that one VApp. Additionally, if you left-click virtual machines, you'll see all of the virtual machines across all of the VDCs. This, again, is another view of all of the virtual machines where you can take actions, look at the details of each of those individual virtual machines. Let's go to networking. There's a more specific video on networking in this video series. Please watch that video for more detailed information. At a high level, you'll be able to see all of the networks that your VDCs have access to in the vOrg. To create additional networks that are directly attached to US Signal Internet Security Appliances and upstream bandwidth, please contact the US Signal Technical Operations Center and they'll be able to create those networks for you. In addition, from this view, you can create new isolated networks. Typically, isolated networks are used for test environments. Let's move on to the library section. The library section will show VApp templates, organization VDC templates, media that you've uploaded into vCloud Director, and then catalogs as well. Again, there is a more specific video on VApp templates and media within this video series. Please refer to that for more detailed information. Lastly, let's look at the Administration tab. On initial provisioning of your vOrg, you will be given a Organization Administrator. In the Administration tab, you will be able to create new admin accounts and new users that have access to your vOrg. Simply click New here and fill in information for that new user. Here you will also assign which role you would like this new user to have. As we move down, you can also create groups and assign individual users to groups. And here are all the roles that are built into Cloud Director. Additionally, you can create new roles and give specific administrative access to certain pieces in Cloud Director. Additionally, this is where you will configure the SAML authentication if you'd like to tie Cloud Director into an identity provider that you already have. And additionally, if you have VDCs in multiple data centers, the Administration tab will also be where you set up multi-site and link those two data centers together. Lastly, let's move on to the Monitor tab. Here, you will see all of the tasks and events that users have conducted within your VDC. This provides you an audit trail of specific actions that users have taken. You will also see administration events within your VDC. You can export these events if you'd like to have them outside of vCloud Director. For more information about Cloud Director, please visit our website.